welcome back to the channel. Today I thought we'd do a slightly different style of video as I have finally pulled the Shinji Kanda Magikarp from Triplet Beat. Join me as I assemble my artist set from my favourite artist in Pokemon currently. Let's take a look at the cards, chat about them and assemble them in my binder. Feel it's only fitting we dedicate some pages in the binder to this incredible illustrator. Up first, we have Sork from Brilliant Stars. This fighting type Pokemon is quite underrated in my opinion, but it's quite a simplistic design of a humanoid kind of character in a gi. But I absolutely love the sort of dynamic posing that he has. Having this in a reverse holo is quite nice as well, and that'll take up our first slot in the binder. Next up, also from Brilliant Stars, we have the Magmar. I absolutely love the way the colours are on this card. I feel like the sort of softer illustration very much encapsulates the sort of style of the Pokemon, gives it that kind of real winter feel. And overall, I think this is a very slept on illustration by Shinji Kanda. Up next, we have Bronzong from Astral Radiance. Again, telltale signs of a Shinji Kanda artwork. The very vibrant colours, they're almost like pencil-like. You can sort of see like draw lines, which I'm quite a big fan of. I think this is a way that it elevates even sort of a slept-on kind of Pokemon, or one that's not particularly somebody's favourite. They're producing incredible cards. Up next, we have Whiscash from Astral Radiance. Again, you can see the telltale colours sort of design, the almost pencil line strokes, very vibrant. The offsetting of the blue Whiscash against the green and yellow background I think is an incredibly effective card, and again one that I'm very happy to be adding into the binder. It doesn't get any more iconic than the next card, the Giratina V alternate art from Lost Origin. This card is the one that made me fall in love with the artwork of Shinji Kanda. The very gothic style, the juxtaposition of the very vibrant colours against the dark, the pops of red and gold. Overall, I think this is just an incredible card, a perfect example of what a chase from any set should be, and one that I am so thrilled to be able to say I own. Also from Lost Origin, we have the Ariados. I feel like this is one of the most slept on artworks done by Shinji Kanda. The positioning of Ariados in the sort of illustration itself, again the juxtaposition and contrast of the reds, the dark colours, the greens, the purples. I feel like this is such a fantastic card, and actually I'd say one of my favourite non-full arts from Shinji Kanda. Up next we have Beheeyem from Silver Tempest. Again, very nice sort of psychic Pokemon illustration here. The contrast of the colours is fantastic, and the overall framing of the Pokemon is brilliant on this one as well. We also have the Hypno from Silver Tempest. Again, nice framing of the Pokemon here, very vibrant colours, and the offsetting of the yellow against the kind of reds and oranges. Really nice card. Rounding out the Silver Tempest editions, we have Stunfisk. Again, this is a Pokemon that I'll admit I don't particularly care for. One that I've caught so many times and hatched in Pokemon Go. The fact that I had to collect this card was almost a bit frustrating, but overall a fantastic illustration of a Pokemon that I'm not that keen on, so I think that's the sign of a quality Pokemon illustrator. Moving into promos, we have the Galarian Moltres from Crown Zenith's Hins. Absolutely fantastic artwork, very iconic. I was unsure on the Galarian birds initially, but I feel like they've grown on me over time, and this artwork is a really good example of why. I really like the contrast of Moltres being dark type with the red flames, very vibrant, very eye-catching, and again offsetting the Pokemon on a blue background like this. Very nice card. Continuing the promos and legendary birds, we have Moltres stamped Brilliant Stars promo. I believe this is from the Build and Battle decks. Again, the contrast between this and the Galarian Moltres is incredible, and yet they're both so individual and different considering they're the same Pokemon, albeit a different regional variant. I also love the inclusion of the stamp, and I feel like that's a nice way of elevating an already incredible artwork. Moving into Scarlet and Violet base, we have Alomomola. Very nice card. Again, the light pinks against the blue background really encapsulate the water type in here. Love the way that the waves and the pearls are illustrated. Again, a Pokemon I'm not particularly fussed on, but a great addition to the binder. We also have the Slowbro from Scarlet and Violet base. I absolutely love Slowpoke, Slowbro and Slowking as an evolution line. And again, this sort of wacky artwork, very sort of stark contrast, really just elevates again the Pokemon. And this is a fantastic one to have in the binder. The final card I picked up for this artist set, the Magikarp from Triplet Beat, or in English Paldea Evolved. An absolutely incredible artwork, hidden Gyarados up top here. This one took 3 booster boxes to pull, as you'd have seen on my channel. I'll put a little link to one of the videos here. Overall, an incredible artwork. Can't believe I was chasing a Magikarp for so long, but I am so glad to finally own it. And this one will be taking a centre spot in the binder. Moving into Obsidian Flames, we have Bronzor. I really like the way that they've elevated, again, a very simplistic Pokemon. I love the steel typing, the kind of snowflake design, the mountains in the background. Each one of these cards truly is a piece of art in its own right, and I am so glad to have them all now, at the time of recording anyway. Moving into 151, we have the Aerodactyl. This card is a fantastic illustration of a Pokemon that I feel doesn't really get the love it deserves in terms of the incredible artworks that it has. But again, when you have a card like this, it's impossible to say that Aerodactyl doesn't have some fantastic artworks. Moving into my favourite non-full art Shinji Kanda, we have the Absol from Paradox Rift. It was actually seeing this card that also made me really want to collect the full set of Shinji Kanda cards. I feel like it's very reminiscent of the old Prime cards with the kind of glint. It's very gothic-y in style, very sort of abstract. Absolutely love the design of a fantastic Pokemon here, and again, an incredible one to have in the binder. Also from Paradox Rift, we have Blitzel. Again, the contrast of the yellow lightning bolt, the darker background, almost like the yellow brick road, really creates that fantasy look behind the Pokemon, and again, what a fantastic artwork it is. Up next, we have the Sharpedo from Temporal Forces. Again, a really nice artwork of a Pokemon that I think you'd be hard-pressed to find somebody that says it's their favourite. But again, incredible piece of art. Looks fantastic next to all of the other Shinji Kanda cards. And again, one that couldn't be missed off from collecting this set. Moving into Twilight Masquerade, we have the Girafarig. Again, I quite like Girafarig as a Pokemon. I feel like the kind of light and dark contrast that you have on the Pokemon itself is really magnified in this artwork. Again, with the darker undergrowth, the vibrant background. Again, incredible artwork. I feel like Shinji Kanda just doesn't put out anything that's anything less than exceptional. Moving into Shrouded Fable, that I believe is quite an undervalued, overlooked set, we have the Slitherwing. I wasn't that keen on the Paradox Pokemon initially, but again, they've really grown with me over time. And I feel like this artwork is truly incredible again. Just very vibrant, very bold. I love the way that the wings almost resemble a flower in this situation, and then you have like the sunflowers around the outside, the trees in the background, the very vibrant sky. Again, a truly fantastic illustration. Also from Shrouded Fable, you have the Iron Moth. So we have the ancient and future version of Volcarona in the one set. Again, really like this artwork. The way that it's the same base Pokemon, the two artworks look so different. Really am a big fan of what Shinji Kanda did with this. Moving into Surging Sparks, we have the Kecleon. I feel like this illustration really encapsulates the sort of chaos behind Kecleon, the way that obviously as a chameleon it can blend into its surroundings. This vibrant artwork, the contrast of the darks and the very vibrant greens. I absolutely love this illustration, and again, Shinji Kanda just never misses. Moving into Terrestrial Festival or Prismatic Evolutions, we have the Roaring Moon EX. This card is absolutely fantastic. I love the take on Salamence here as an ancient paradox Pokemon. Again, very gothic-y, almost quite tribal, this illustration. I love the wings, how it's offset against the jungle type background. You have the telltale Shinji Kanda sort of undergrowth here. There's a common theme throughout all of the cards. I think this is a truly fantastic artwork, and one that I personally think is incredibly undervalued given what the Pokemon is and also how incredible the artwork itself is. And finally, we have the Magneton Surging Sparks ETB promo. Again, when this was released as a promo, I couldn't believe that this is something that you were guaranteed to hit from an ETB instead of being an incredibly high chase card from a set. Realistically, this could have easily been a good chase in a set that everyone would have been after. The vibrancy, the artwork, the illustration, everything is incredible on this one, and this will round out the Shinji Kanda artwork so far. Just a quick recap, 3 pages of the binder that Shinji Kanda takes up. Let me know which one your favourite is in the comment section below. But until next time, don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Poke Strongman out.